some general information about DAF. DAF is a Dutch company based in Eindhoven. It has about 8,600 employees, and they're mostly male. There's about 96% men and 4% women. They are, I think, trying to get a bit more equal. And most men work in like the factories, and the women mostly work in human resources. So you can see different trucks here. These are from their new series, the Euro 6 series. And they have 3 base types, and then they customize that. They use a build-to-order system, which means that customers, they can ask for certain trucks or certain like small details, and they can change a lot of them. So they have that base, and then they customize from there. Let's see what else. So DAF just really tries to put the focus on quality, but they're owned by Packard. It's an American company, and Packard focuses mostly on finances and making profit, but DAF really tries to keep quality as their core value. And we're going to the history of DAF now.
About DAF history. 1928. Netherlands and Belgium tie here in Amsterdam in 1928. The Italian dictator Benito Mussolini abolished the right to choose in Italy in 1928. And the first Mickey Mouse sound cartoon was released by Walt Disney in 1928. But also, DAF roots goes back all the way to 1928. The creators of the company are the Phantom brothers, Hub and Wim. They started as a small engineering business and blacksmith grew to the company it's today, and it also keeps on growing, like it's really wide now. The Second World War was an event that started that revolution. They helped to rebuild Netherlands by producing trailers to transport stuff around the country. They also produced vehicles for the Dutch military during the war. Not like Call of Duty vehicles, more like trucks, but with military team. Yeah. They also had produced the different kinds of vehicles through the time, as buses, fire trucks, cars. That's very special because of their gearbox that made them go backwards as fast as forward. Yeah, the company went global due to their connection with the UK, US, and Poland. And now Torben is going to talk about the future.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, sorry, that's the right one. On the right side, first of all, I will talk about 2 projects DAF is working on. These are 2 kind of pictures of them. So on the right side, you have the so-called Eco-Twin project. These are 2 trucks that are connected via Wi-Fi. The special thing is that the second one is driven automatically by an autopilot, so that the driver can like chill down, have a sleep, or just read the newspaper. And another advantage of it is that the second truck is driving only 0.3 seconds behind the first one, so about 10 meters. That means that the second truck is driving in some kind of a vacuum behind the first one, and that means that it takes about 10% less fuel than if it would drive for its own. Another advantage of that principle is that it takes less space on the road because there's only a 10-meter gap, so there isn't like, I mean, 2 trucks would normally take like 100 meters or so, and now they take like 50 or so, not a lot less. Yeah, and as the second driver can like have a break, it counts as if the driver has its break after his like 4-hour drive. So you may not know, that every trucker is only allowed to drive about 4 hours, and then he have to take a break. And this being driven automatically is also counting as a break. So the first one can drive the first 4 hours, and then the second truck can overtake and just take the next 4 hours, and the first driver can have a pits break. Yeah. And on the left side, you've got that project doesn't have some kind of a name, but it's a truck that is, as you can see, looking very futuristic, and it can close like every gap, even between the truck and the trailer itself. So that is, it is aerodynamically optimized, and it again takes less fuel. And yeah.
Yeah, I will talk about a little bit about DAF around the world. The DAF industry is spread across the world, mainly because DAF has testing tracks in Spain, Sweden, and Netherlands. For example, in Sweden, they test DAF engines at a low temperature because it's very cold in Sweden. And in the Netherlands, they have testing tracks for bumpy roads. They told us about importing a bumpy road from Belgium, because they haven't, the tracks before hadn't driven on that kind of road, so they have to test it. And in Spain, they test the tracks for thin air, but also very high temperatures. DAF has factories not only in Netherlands, where we were visiting, and they also have a factory in Belgium, Westerlo, and in Brazil and Taiwan. DAF has 3 different types of trucks, and those trucks make various sales in different countries. For example, the Euro 5, the model for this one, the newest Euro 6, has a model that sells very good in South Africa because of their highways, but this model perhaps doesn't sell as good in another country because they need other track tech. And DAF has the same engine in 2 American truck brands named Peterbilt and Kenworth. Yeah, and that is an example of DAF's spreading in the world. Yeah, and DAF is the 3rd amongst top 3 companies for producing trucks in the world, amongst MAN and Mercedes.
Okay, to add, Ophelia, everybody knows the ad about Coca-Cola with Santa Claus in the truck. It's a truck from Packard, but the engine in the truck was from DAF. They made it in Eindhoven, so he said the truck was driven by Santa Claus, and it was a DAF engine, so they were really proud of it. So now we're going to talk about job opportunities. So I think it's one of the worst companies to go to for the Erasmus Plus project, because they have like only Dutch people working there, almost only Dutch people. All the people working there are from an aerial, are living in an area of 30 kilometers from the factory. So the most of them coming from Eindhoven or Belgium, and they on the plant, so the factory itself, they only want to hire kind of people who are talking Dutch because of safety reasons. Otherwise, it would be kind of hard to keep it safe there. So that's why. So if you want to like work at DAF, it's probably the most or the best thing to work at the project development, because there are the most foreigners working. It's possible to have an internship at DAF, but that's also a bit of a problem, because they only have when they give an internship, they give a place for an internship to mostly people from or students from the Technical University in Eindhoven or Tilburg University. So mostly Dutch universities, no universities abroad. They, as I said, they keep it like they keep Dutch people working there because of their communication, and that's one thing they really, the company really stands for, because of their communication between the different departments of the company itself and the plant. There is an exchange possible, or there are some people in Brazil right now for 3 or 5 years or so, because they're working at a factory plant. They're renovating it, or some kind of building some extra things. So they're there now, and I think no else.
And speaking about our experience when we arrived, so when we arrived, we were given like complimentary teas and coffees and things, and then afterwards we were shown the department by train because it's cut up into like different segments, and it was huge. So first we went to the end, like where they mould the engines, and we were given a tour around there. When it's like we saw like one woman, like there was like almost none, and then we moved on to the sheet plant where they cut out the front bit of the truck basically, and then afterwards we were taken to where it's all like fits together and where they moulded everything. Afterwards we were taken into a conference room by our guide person, and they gave us a briefing of the history and what's going to happen like next, and we asked some questions and things. And personally I think it was a strange experience because there was no women there, so we're like and like there's no, like we're not going to be able to work there because I'm foreign and a woman, so it was like yes.
Did you manage to get a look at the numbers on, you know, like the amount of applications from men and women?
No.
Question time later on. Continue your presentation.
And
Oh yeah, we're also not allowed to take pictures in
yeah, we weren't allowed
the
to take
plant,
anything.
so that was kind of.
Yeah. But the best part was the train because it was insanely long. It just moved so like steadily. It was strange. And Emily's going to give us an overview of the website we made for her.
Okay, so this is our website, and this is our homepage, and there we wrote something about why we create this website and yeah, stuff like this. And on the next page, we wrote something about DAF, so the general information, and here something about the history, and over here something about the future. So this is the Ecotrin, and yeah. Yeah, then there's something about the job opportunities. I think Peter said something about this. Yeah, and the last page is yeah, about us and about the Erasmus project, and yeah, we wrote some short text about us, and this is a picture.
Yeah, we got to go inside the trucks and it was insane.
Yeah, that was fun. And you have something to tell about the brochure.
Yeah. You have got the brochure in the beginning. Yeah, we tried to make it quite simple because yeah, the DEF logo is a simple one. And then in here we have the history of DEF and work career possibilities and some of the future projects within DEF. Yeah.
That was it.